Stop. No, 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 not yet. This is not a typical slow motion B-roll. This is not a typical commercial. Spring is here, summer is slowly coming. This is a little fun practice commercial video because it's a camera challenge, video camera challenge for me and for you. I'll explain everything. Now go. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Zdenka Darula. If you want to learn how to take better photos and videos with the latest gear and possibly participate in creative camera challenges, consider subscribing. Those who were watching my print commercial video I did a few weeks ago know that I was going to do video commercial of the same product as well, which is this video, another camera challenge. And just to be perfectly clear, Bailey's is not a sponsor of today's video. They don't even know me, in fact. I just chose this product to be the main object. I call it a practice video because this is not really a commercial, but I could see it play it somewhere, maybe in a lounge, in a bar, or in a club. I did this to play around a little bit, to gain more experience, to play with light, to get familiar with all the new equipment. So basically, whenever you get a new equipment, you should practice a lot to get in sync before you actually do something for a client. This video might be a little bit different than the general videos on YouTube because they usually show only the best. I'm gonna show you the bad too. I'm gonna show you some of my mistakes I've made. I'm gonna critique myself a little bit too because we all learn from mistakes. The initial thought was, I want to make something different because I see everywhere the same type of slow-mo videos over and over and over. I wanted it to have energy, fun, happy, summery, inviting, tasty, girly. Let's face it, those colors are quite girly. The brown background I was using for a photo version didn't work. It was just simply too narrow. So I went for the white because it's clean, airy, and bright. On the top of the table, I placed a plexiglass. Mine is old and full of scratches. If I was really filming for a client, I would have to get a brand new one. To light the white background is a bit tricky. If I did photos, it's a piece of cake for me, but for videos, a little bit challenge. One light I placed sort of from top corner, and that was continuous ring light I use a lot. The second light I used in this video is Falcon Eyes light. I'll review it actually next week. I needed a strong spotlight so the glass wasn't so dull looking. You can make this light very wide and you can make it very narrow, so I kind of narrow it down quite a bit. I was filming with Canon M6 Mark II, which is filming, by the way, right now. The first lens I was using was just a kit lens, 15 to 45 millimeters, because I needed a little bit wider shots. First shots were just going forward. I tried to do it handheld, but I was getting there too much shake, so I used the Moza Aircruise 2 gimbal. I went very low to get as much reflection in the glass as possible. Next few shots were just kind of going around, and then another shot was when I was just going up to the white background. That was the first transition, just ending it up in the white background. And all that up till this point, everything was filmed at 60 frames per second. The next few shots, when there were falling strawberries and falling chocolates, that I was filming in 120 frames per second. And this shot was again done with 50mm lens and the Voltron speed booster. I just love the way it looks. It's very crisp. And here, first few clips actually ended up in the garbage because I totally forgot to bring the aperture up. It turned out to be very blurry like this. So then I brought the aperture to about 6.0 to make sure that most of the chocolates and strawberries are in focus, sharp. I'm okay with the results. They kind of look kind of natural, but I think next time I'm gonna try to bring the aperture even a little bit higher, and definitely I'm gonna try to bring the shutter speed much higher so it's not so blurry when it's falling down. Next clip I wanted to do was just a rolling strawberry on a table, and then in the post I actually left it in a slow motion for a good reason, because I again forgot to bring the shutter speed much higher. When you do a fake stop motion with video, whenever you freeze the frame, there was a blur because the shutter speed was simply too slow. So I need to bring it next time much higher. Stop motion from photos I did right after. I used Moza slide pod as a overhead setup. I gotta say, I love the fact that I can use this motorized slider monopod as an overhead setup as well. I just took the photos, had a ring light pointing straight down. I had to do some quick Photoshop work to get rid of those scratches from the glass. Another set of shots were just ice cream in a cup, and I was just playing with the camera kind of around to see what can I come up with, sort of different moves. For those shots where I was pouring the strawberry syrup on ice cream, I used mini tripod which I detached from the iFootage monopod. And later when I was pouring the Baileys on the whole thing, I was just using something to lift the camera a little bit on a table, so whatever I had around, batteries or even lens cap. Because I wanted to shoot those in 120 frames per second, I had a little bit more sharpness. I wanted to bring the aperture up. I decided to grab 50mm lens with Viltrox speed booster, and that was a very good move. Those shots just looks beautiful, crisp. It's just, you can tell right away it's a better lens. I think I did about f5.6. I don't really remember right now exactly. I just did that as a static shot, and then I did fake zoom in the post. I told myself that I have to challenge myself to do it all by myself, no help. And to fully understand behind the scenes, when I was filming this, you know, because of the situation, what's going on, the whole family's home, they were playing PlayStation here, they were running around, screaming, shouting, all that, and it was hard to concentrate sometimes. I was sometimes losing my track, what to do next. I can tell you right now that if you put me to film somewhere next to Canon shooting, I'll be fine. I'm trained. The last shot was the big reveal, and that was actually done with the motorized monopod slider, Moza slide pod E. I changed the light a little bit here. I lifted the Falcon Eye light much higher so I don't get the reflection on a bottle and also the shadow from the bottle. I pointed it straight down. I also placed a little LED light, also Falcon Eyes, behind the bottle on the table and let it just change colors on its own. The only little mistake I made was if I moved that left red cup with strawberries a little bit maybe further left, because I had a little bit of a shadow on it, it'll be even better. Let me also show you quickly the editing part. I edit in Adobe Premiere Pro. This is the final timeline. I did some speed ramping. I used cross dissolve between two frames, sometimes from a transition, so it looks a little bit smoother. For the stop motion, I just imported photos and timed each photo manually on the beat. When you look at it, it's very simple, straightforward timeline. I had to fix the white balance individually on each clip and also the lighting to match it up a bit. There was one thing which didn't work out the way I wanted. There was one clip twice because I ran out of the clips. I wanted to finish it on the part of music I wanted to finish and I didn't have anything else, so I had to use it twice. Bottom line, this was quite challenging for me. That was not the easiest one. There was still a lot of shadows and the lighting could be definitely improved drastically. Yeah, that's something which could be improved. And there was still a lot of room to get it fixed, and Adobe Premiere Pro, they could do so much more, but I'm kind of running short with time. That filming was actually done in 5 hours. Editing was done in a few hours too, because I'm constantly on a schedule, so I used the maximum time I had for this. Well, before I play the final B-roll one more time, let me give you instructions on the video challenge for you. Pick an object in your house, anywhere. It can be product, it can be just an object which you will make look like a product, it can be even a still box or anything, and film a commercial. Use any camera you want. You can shoot with smartphone, mirrorless, DSLR, anything goes, with any kind of lighting, no lighting, natural light, whatever you desire, whatever is on your mind. Just make sure the maximum is 50 seconds, but shorter is better. If you can, use music from Epidemic Sound or Artlist or YouTube royalty-free music. I have it linked all in the video description below for you, and submit it by May 31st, 2020. You can post it on Twitter or Instagram. You can tag me in it. You can also send me a DM on Twitter or Instagram. Just make sure, please, if you have any questions, you always only use this comment section below. This is strictly, the DMs are strictly for the video submission. Or you can use ZD Camera Challenge Facebook group. You can upload it there. The link is in the video description as well. The best ones will be featured and reviewed on this channel. Hit the thumbs up if you liked today's video and subscribe to all future videos like these. If you have any questions, comments, or simply want to say hi or ahoy, which is Czech, you can leave it in the comment section below, and I'll see you, my friends, in the next video. Ciao, ahoy.